It's very cool. What I really like about it is because in the database you have certain cities and zip codes and stuff that you can search on, and you don't want people typing in a city that doesn't match your database. And so what's really cool about this thing is it goes ahead and populates a drop-down list. Like, for instance, I type 2 letters, populates the drop-down list of everything that's matching that, and it goes ahead and watermarks in the first one. And you can't search without that watermark. You can't search on just BO. If you did a search right now, it would search on Boston, Massachusetts, United States. And everything you hover over goes ahead and puts that in there. It keeps us from getting bad searches.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you can do that. But
no, we can. We've done that actually before. So.
Okay, awesome. And then you also have the zip code search. And zip code is going to match it up to you, and it's really good searching. So that's what we want to shoot towards.
We had to do that with a location-based Facebook app because, of course, everything it was events, and you're not going to find an event in every city, so we had to limit their searches. So yeah, definitely.
Okay, awesome. That's good. You've done that before. Then you might want to. We have I think we purchased a. This is Rodney and the Indians purchased a database, like a zip code database. And that's in our systems. I don't know whether you want to use it or you have something better that you want to use. We'll let you decide on that.
Okay.
So, and then we have the keywords in there. Keywords work pretty good. Pretty much searches name, description, pretty much anything in the database other than just a few fields. It returns the information pretty good. The distance, pretty self-explanatory. That works for the most part, but with the current situation, you start doing zip codes and stuff, the distance screws up. So, anyway, now for the filters, we're definitely going to do some stuff here. Shannon said remove data apply, because they can always just sort on data apply. Remove industries, because for now, we're only going to be focusing on those vertical sites. We're not going to have a whole lot of general stuff coming in here, and so he wants to get the industries out of there. And basically, for an employer that signed up or chosen through the guard job site, the industry is always going to be security. They're not going to see construction people. They're not going to see trucking if they are looking for security jobs. And basically, one way we can figure that out is. We kind of changed the structure of the employer registration since you were doing it. In the past, we would let employers register. Well, honestly, that didn't really make any sense because we have to go through a lot of administrative work with that employer before we can actually sign them up. Getting them around on the right subscription package, making sure the number of employees, making sure they're finding out they're a staffing company or regular employer, and just making sure everything's squared away with their billing and everything before they should be able to start using the system. So really the way it works now is there's a lead form on the website. If an employer wants to get started, they can't register. Basically, they just submit a request to be contacted. And then a CRM will contact them, talk to them, get their information, and then the CRM will go into. And that's not this admin. It's a different admin piece for Get Me Back to Work. But that Get Me Back to Work administrator will go in, register that employer with all the information, and that sort of thing. And then that's one place where we can specify. I don't know if that's in there yet, but we can specify which verticals and which industries that they are interested in.
Okay. So, and does the administrator do this manually, or is the CRM connected to the Get Me Back to Work?
Well, we've built, and now we're in the process of doing that right now. We can see how much they've done, but it's basically going to be a Get Me Back to Work. Essentially, the way it's going to work is Get Me Back at Work administrator or CRM or whatever you want to call them. It's going to have their own login credentials, and when they log in here, it's going to know, okay, this is a Get Me Back to Work administrator, and it's going to send them to a interface or the section of the site that's for them.
Okay.
and that's how they're going to enter. That's how they're going to register the employers and that sort of thing. And basically the way it works, when they register an employer, they create the default user. That default user is going to get an email. They're going to click the link in the email, and that's where they're going to be presented with. The employer is going to be presented with terms and conditions that they got to accept. They're going to create their own password. They're going to create their default search. So that's essentially how the employer registration is going to work. So, all right, let me get back in here. All right, so data apply is going to be gone. Industry is going to be gone, at least for now.
Mm-hmm.
Tax credits. We're going to eliminate that too, because you can always just sort on tax credits.
Mm-hmm.
So all this extra filtering stuff, we're just going to get rid of.
Okay.
Because he didn't want it there. Hidden applicants. It's very, very messy. Let me just show you how this thing is working right now. It's pretty bad.
Okay.
All right, so you got the status and the comments.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, the view thing's kind of cool because, it just anytime you employer views clicks this right here, then it's going to mark them as viewed.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
But they go in here, and the thing is that the statuses are tied. So we'll grab this one. Statuses are tied to comments.
Okay.
Which is not a good idea.
Yeah.
They should be completely separate. You should put notes on applicants and then also set a status and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it is hidden, and you have whatever comments about it. Okay. And another really bad thing is it doesn't automatically update. They told us it couldn't.
Oh, wow. So you have to refresh every time you want to see new information?
Exactly.
Okay, wow.
It's real bad. So, and obviously the I sorted by tax code, so I didn't even remember the sorting when we did that. Yeah. So now, there's certain things that are decent, like this little new thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a new comment.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad thing right there. But now you can see that the status is now interviewed. It's not viewed, and this is where the hidden thing comes in. Because say you interviewed them and you don't like them anymore. Okay, so we don't want them to show up anymore, so we mark them as hidden. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll hit reset. Do my sorting again. Okay. Now I think we're not showing the hidden applicants. So this is what this thing is about. Click that, and now it shows the hidden, but they're not marked as interviewed anymore.
Okay, yeah. So it's very confusing.
So hidden and not hidden, it's a good thing. It allows them to, I don't know, maybe we want to rephrase or whatever, but it allows you to fix that stuff, but or to kind of show and hide applicants, but it doesn't need to overwrite the status.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So that's just a problem with this whole thing needs to be separated out. All three of these things need to be separated out.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden status and comments all need to be separated into their own entity as opposed to all tied in together.
Yeah.
And if you look at the database, it's even more tied in together. So anyway, so that's what's going on there. I don't know how we can figure out a better way of doing that.
Yeah.
So really, I don't know if that'd be filter or not, but then we do want to keep these two filters.
Okay.
So whether we want to keep them in this thing or not,